Hi, this is Stephen Gandolfi in the tasting room here at Westport Whiskey and Wine, and we are coming to you once again with this week's flight. But before we do that, a couple of notes about this week's events. We've got a dinner at La Chase with some new riff-inspired cocktails and bourbon pairings. I believe there are still seats for that. Check out our website for more information. That is going to be on the 22nd. The 23rd, our own Jennifer Buck is doing a really interesting tasting on box, bottle, or canned wine, and that should be a blind tasting where we'll pose wines in non-bottle format for your tasting pleasure. On Thursday night, I'll be in the bar for Margarita Thursdays. We'll be doing a tequila flight with a couple of different margaritas because the last time we did margaritas it was a pretty big hit, so look for us to be doing more of those in the future. But on to this week's flight. In the words of Cherie Curry, "Hello daddy, hello mom, I'm your cherry bomb." These are all cherry forward bourbons. It's a bit subjective, but I think I find pretty much cherry notes in all four of these. We'll start at 86.6 proof with Evanwilliams single barrel. This to me is one of the most overlooked whiskeys in bourbon. I think when we were all kind of over the last few years saying what's going to be the next one to start disappearing, what is everybody going to start latching on to, I had pegged this one. It ended up being Henry McKenna as the one that everybody's kind of grabbing up these days, but I think this is a strong contender. Always about 8 years old, 86.6 proof. I get like lovely cherry toffee kind of notes on this whiskey, and I think it's a good place to start off our investigation here. Moving on next, this is a whiskey I think everybody knows. Pretty classic, smooth, candied cherry notes. What is there to say about buffalotrace that isn't readily on everybody else's tongues around Kentucky? So we'll just move on to Russell's Reserve. 10-year. One of my all-time favorite whiskeys, actually. I mean, the Russells make some great stuff, and this is no exception. 90 proof, 10 years old. Dark chocolate cherry kind of notes. Just a richly flavored, robust whiskey, as Wild Turkey always makes. And we'll finish on what I think is a really tasty whiskey. It can be hard to find, but it's usually out there if you go looking. And I know if you pop out to Bardstown, you can sometimes get it out at the distillery. But Herr Ln's 10-year single barrel. 100 proof. This is a Luxro product. Probably sourced from Heavenhill. It's a 10-year-old wheated bourbon, and on this one I get these just bright cherry fruit and like tannin cherry, like cherry stem kind of notes as well. But I mean, absolutely gorgeous, really smooth sipper. And typically this flight would be $20.14. I'm not gonna do 15 this week, we'll do $12 for the flight. So come on down and try some cherry forward bourbons this week.